Hey, this is Matthew Riddle, the King of Bros, and you're watching the BWF podcast.
Wrestling fans, it's Stampede Week here in Alberta, Canada, so we deep dive into one of the best pay-per-views of the early Attitude Era, the Canadian Stampede. Also, we continue our worst gimmick ever tournament, where you, the audience, can determine the winner or loser. All this and more on the BWF Wrestling podcast. Let's go.
BWF Wrestling Podcast with your host and the leader of the BWF Nation, the Big Susan Little Auburn, the undisputed BWF champion, Aaron.
All right, Nation, before we get started, I just want to say head over to our Patreon page, as there is so much more content over there that you just cannot see anywhere else. And for less than a copy a month, you can keep this podcast alive and keep yourself entertained. You'll also get some free merch. It's a win-win situation for everyone. And believe me, every bit helps. Let's take the time to say hello to Patreon members Chris and Stacy, along with a special shout out to Joe DeLuca and Epic Shirts for all they do. If you haven't already, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking the bell on the bottom corner of the screen or visit bwfpodcast.com. Now, all that is out of the way. G. Patrick Condon, co-host, how the fuck are you?
Thank you, Aaron. Yes, I mean, there's so much business for you to get through before you throw to me. I feel like it starts the episode off a little bit cold. I think maybe, and I know that you've asked me to do some of this business at the beginning of it. I keep saying I can't. I guess I can't have it both ways. So, hi, how are you?
Excellent. It's always my favorite time of week to gather around the old computer here and talk some old wrestling. And as we said in the intro, yes, sir, yeah, we said in the intro, we are going to do some Canadian Stampede. Patrick, when was the last time you saw this pay-per-view?
It would have been pre-COVID for sure, but no more than maybe 8 years ago. It's interesting because it's a really well reviewed and remembered pay-per-view, but I think when you look at the matches on paper, it seems like it's not deserving of its praise. But I guess we'll get into that. No,
exactly. Like when we were thinking of topics for the episode, I almost shot this one down. I was like, I don't know, man, this doesn't even look that great. But you're just like, no, come on, let's do it anyway. And you know what? I'm glad we did, and we will get into it. Absolutely.
Okay, and anything wrestling related that you're interested in this week? Anything that piqued your interest? I know we don't really do news. We like doing evergreen, as the case is the green forest back here. Makes sense. But anything wrestling related?
Actually, yes. There's a couple things over the last couple days. Did you see that last night or yesterday evening sometime that Stephanie Vacker, who was just on the AEW Forbidden Door pay-per-view, who lost to Mercedes Moné, just signed a contract with the WWE, and apparently New Japan and CMLL and all the other promotions she's worked with are pissed off at her for the way she did business. Don't really know what the details are, but yeah, I think that's pretty big news. And also, even bigger than Stephanie Vacker, I guess, if you're a big TNA fan from back in the day, Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley have signed a WWE contract. That's right. The Motor City Machine Guns are headed north.
I did not see that. That's crazy. So are they going to NXT or the main roster?
No idea. I'm assuming NXT, but you never know.
That would be, I don't know. That'd be a real slap in the face. I mean, these guys are vets. They're a tag team. I see them going. They'd have to go to the main roster. I can't imagine that they might do a little tune-up, before they get up there, but I don't think any televised NXT stuff. It's still disrespectful to have to start in NXT, I think, right?
I mean, I can see the argument, but yeah, if you've been around as long as these guys have, yeah, it might be a little bit of slap to the face. But Samoa Joe, he went to NXT first, and he's been around for a while, and just got to get used to that WWE style. But I mean, whatever. I think they could probably just hop right on to the main roster, maybe even SmackDown if you would DIY right away. I think that'd be really good.
Because I thought I thought the only thing that I know about this is that one of the DIY guys posted a picture of the two of them. I don't know if they were signed at that point or if it was just before. So, those guys are going to put on, all four of those guys will put on a heck of a match. So, and it would be good. I mean, WWE doesn't really need any more people, I don't think, but it's nice to see that they keep signing. But, they could always use some tag teams for sure. I mean, I think that's what we said at the ladder match, right? At WrestleMania, was that the tag team stuff didn't make a whole lot of sense, or wasn't a whole lot of relevant teams there.
No, absolutely. It's a big signing, and I think more or less it's a feel-good signing for any fan of wrestling who's been around watching, TNA for the past 20 years. They fucking deserve it. They deserve to go make some money, have a nice run, and roll off into the sunset. They definitely deserve it. So good for them. But the other way, though, going to AEW, I don't know if you've seen this vignette or not, but apparently we see on Dynamite a portal and someone going through this portal like they would on Sliders, if you ever seen that TV show.
Yeah, Canadian show, yes.
Yeah, and someone's wearing a mask. So we're all thinking it might be Prince Puma, a.k.a. Ricochet.
Oh, yeah. Yes, one of your faves. I'm not super excited about it. I do have to say, though, that in the last couple of weeks, I'm seeing that AEW's momentum is starting to build again, which I'm happy to see. It sounds like the shows that they're doing are a little bit more exciting, a little bit more story involved. And the ratings are slowly starting to increase again. So it does my soul good to see that they are recovering. Because, I mean, that's what the industry is that you got to know that you're going to go through some cold periods, and it's about how you get back on track from them. So I've always been a big fan of those guys. I hope to go and see them again in person sometime. Still want to see Kenny Omega in person. So happy to see that.
Absolutely. And, say what you want about Tony Khan. He does give opportunities, and it's good to see that the new Dynamite kid, again, Tommy Billington, is back on the show. He'll be on Collision.
Yeah, every week you find a way to work this guy in. Does he have any idea that he has a 41-year-old man that is just standing him like this, like platforming him? And every week you figure out a way to talk about him. It's incredible.
The match between him and Kensuke Takashita should be amazing. It's going to be awesome. Yeah, thank you, Tony Khan, for doing that. But yeah, no, you're right. I'm the biggest fucking stand, the biggest Dynamite kid Mark probably walking the face of this earth. But yeah, hopefully I'll be able to get to see Dynamite at the end of this month. He's back in Calgary. I could not make it to Calgary this week due to just being too fucking busy to go see the wrestling shows. But it's too bad that it's all on a Wednesday, because if it was on the weekend, I can make it no problem. But middle of the week, it's just hard to make an hour and a half trip to and from each way, right? So just can't do it.
Yeah. It's I don't get that either. But what else are you gonna do? They try. I mean, do they still do their Saturdays on Saturdays, like their collisions? Is that still on a Saturday?
They're taping the Collision on Wednesday.
Okay.
Here.
Yeah. CM Punk threw, I think, a bit of shade by making a joke about how there was people behind the camera side at Raw, which I guess is funny, but I mean, what a dick,
Come on, man. I'm fucking.
That's what the nation thinks.
That's right. Fuck CM Punk. God damn.
It's
Anyway.
It's a little classless for sure, and I think he's supposed to be a babyface or whatever. I mean, look, there's no arguing that the guy draws eyes. I find him to be entertaining. The only thing that I watched this week was his thing with Seth Rollins, although apparently he forgot his lines or something like that. It was a bit of an awkward thing, but Seth really pulled it through. Yeah, he's just a little unlikable.
Just a tad bit. Yeah. But with that, did you have anything else you want to talk about before we steamroll right into the Chronicles?
No. Let's get to the Chronicles. This is what the people want to see. This is what driving our numbers up. They want to hear our takes, our insights. We maybe at the end of this, if I remember, we'll go and take a look at some of the comments that were left to us on the Russo video. Very controversial episode, but one that I think will show us on the right side of history when it's all said and done.
Absolutely. Let's give her.
I cannot train in my new guy, Brandon, quick enough so I don't have to do this shit anymore. Oh, Brandon. He's a lifesaver. He's already proving his worth. A week or so, he'll be doing this whole damn thing. Doesn't like wrestling, though, so that's good. That's good, I think.
Our editing guy does not like wrestling? Holy shit.
No.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
But we like wrestling, so let's dive into that. The Calgary Stampede, Aaron, takes place in 1997, doesn't it?
Canadian Stampede, 1997. Yes, sir. It seems like yesterday, but my God, it's what, 25, 30 years ago now? Jesus Christ. I feel old. But did you know that this Canadian Stampede pay-per-view was originally looking a lot different?
Do tell, Aaron, please.
Yes.
How was it?
Well, Shawn Michaels was supposed to be involved in this 10-man tag. The original card for the event, it all changed after Shawn and Bret had that backstage fight where Bret was hauling chunks of hair out of Shawn's head. That was over the Sunny Days incident, the Sunny Days comment. And so because of this fight, Shawn stormed into Vince's office and he was yelling about an unsafe working environment, threatened to go to WCW, all this shit. But he had lots of years left on his contract, so Vince just set him home for a few weeks to cool off instead. And because of that, Shawn had to be replaced.
So, I got a question about this Sunny Days thing that has never really made any sense to me, because the way now that people talk about it is that it was Shawn who was making sweet love to Sunny during that time period. And also, it's well known and documented that Bret Hitman Hart was quite the philanderer. He was always stepping out on his wife. He says he had women in every country that he went to. So why would Shawn say that the girl he's sleeping with is sleeping with Bret if it wasn't true? What do you think about that?
I think, knowing Sunny, it's quite possible she was with both at different points. I think
so too.
I think Shawn and her were probably a 96 item, and her and Bret were probably a 97 item, and then she probably banged half the locker room outside of that as well.
I would say that there's probably, I bet Shawn was a little hurt to find out that Sunny was banging his rival. Maybe she even did it to hurt Shawn after their romance maybe cooled off a little bit. But, I don't want Bret coming and hauling out any remaining hairs off of my head, so I'm not going to definitively say that he did anything with Sunny. But it's just curious. Both of those two people, huge hoes. They had a very nice friendship. They both say very close friendship. We'll leave it to the nation to decide.
Listen, all I'm saying is that Bret himself has said that he used to give first class tickets to Sonny to sit next to him. So I mean, he ain't doing that if she ain't giving him a handy or a blowy here or there.
Her personality is not that great that you'd want to sit next to her just talking for a couple of hours on a flight where you can't go anywhere else.
No, definitely not.
She was quite hot back in the day, though. Quite beautiful.
God, was she ever? Yes, jeez. But
All right,
that
so
being said, though,
yes. Who was Sean replaced by in the match?
Yeah, that's a good question. I actually try to find that. I actually don't know. It seems to me that everybody in the match fits together. Pillman and Goldust had a feud going together. So I don't really know who he replaced. My apologies, Nation. Maybe if anybody out there knows, leave it in the comments.
Well, let's figure this one out. Who ended up in that match?
It was Stone Cold, Ken
Makes
Shamrock, the Legion of Doom, and Goldust.
Was Ahmed Johnson not in there? No.
Ahmed Johnson. We're going to talk about Ahmed in a second, but no.
Okay. Well, it would have to be Ken Shamrock. That's my just initial take. That's the one.
You would probably think, yeah, and he was so green in the match too, you could tell. But Ahmed Johnson, though, yes, the WWF Championship match between Taker and Vader was originally supposed to be Taker and Ahmed, but Ahmed got hurt again. It began with the formation of the new Nation of Domination. Crush and Savio walked out on Farouk the night after the King of the Ring. Farouk fired everyone except D'Lo. He then promised a newer and blacker nation. The first new member was the returning Kama Mustafa. He now calls
Pretty black.
Pretty
black. Yeah.
Kama and Farouk faced Taker and Ahmed in a tag match, but Ahmed Johnson attacked The Undertaker after the match. Ahmed was the newest member of the nation, and Johnson said no one, especially not Vince, had his back because he is black.
There you go. I mean, and probably a bit of truth to that. This has occurred to me now. I kind of think of Ahmed Johnson sort of in the same vein as a Tony Atlas. Have we ever made that connection before?
Yeah, I think so. I definitely think so, yeah.
Yeah, he's like good physique, questionable promo skills.
On the mic, right? But he can get the crowd, man. The crowd does love him.
Crowd loved him. Oh, man, I loved Ahmed Johnson.
Factor. Yeah.
I loved him immediately, man. That Pearl River plunge. But I think also more so another similarity between those two is that Ahmed is not well regarded by the people that he worked with, whether it was because he was injuring them. I mean, Mark Henry still talks smack about him. I don't think anybody that was in the nation has anything good to say about him. And you sort of hear that about Tony Atlas too, that Tony, it was a bit wild. He did some questionable things, ended up sort of being his own worst enemy. So I don't know. Anyways, the Canadian Stampede, how many matches was on it? This was in your house, right? As I could see behind your head there.
Yeah, there was 4 matches on the pay-per-view, which we will go over. And then they had one on the free-for-all. Just 4.
4. Jeez. My God. Imagine if Triple H was booking back then. Anyway, just 2 matches.
Right.
Wow.
But yeah, the main event itself was 45 minutes. So it was a 2-hour show. So the first 3 matches were the first hour, and the main event was the second hour, pretty much. Throwing some promos, interviews, this, that, and the other thing. And yeah, there you have it.
How was it that they ended up doing this pay-per-view in Calgary during the Stampede? Like, it seems like, was it just a matter of where the business was at that time, that they were going back and forth between Canada and the U.S. a whole lot? They had that storyline that was going well with it, but it's, really unusual for them to it's almost like they booked themselves during like a county fair or something. It's not something that the WWF would find themselves doing, is putting themselves in the middle of I assume it happens during the Calgary Stampede week, right?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, right in the middle of the Stampede week. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm not sure how or why. They must have been planning these things like maybe not even half a year in advance, maybe 3 or 4 months in advance. They must have been. They had to
How many
see where
people
this
were at
was
the
going.
show? Do you know offhand?
It was a sellout. I think they said on the pay-per-view was, was it 15,000?
What was the venue? Do you remember offhand?
15. Yeah, the Saddle Dome in Calgary.
Oh, it was Saddle Dome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Where the
Yeah.
Flames play. So
Cool. So what were the matches?
the first match is Mankind versus Triple H. The second match is Taka Michinoku versus the Great Sasuke. Third match for the WWF Championship is Undertaker versus Vader. And then you have that 10-man tag between the Hart Foundation and Stone Cold Steve Austin's team.
All right. Well, take us through. I mean, on paper, now that you're saying that out loud, it sounds like pretty four pretty good matches.
Yeah, they jam-packed a whole lot of action in these 2 hours. I'm going to describe the action as I saw it, and we'll talk about it afterwards, I guess. But here we go. This is going to be match number 1. I got to take these off, and I'm going to be reading. Match number 1.
You've broken the spell.
I broke kayfabe here. Broke kayfabe.
Yeah. You look like a nerd reading from your notes.
All right, here we go. Triple H versus Mankind. Before the match starts, we see a great video package recapping their feud and their match at King of the Ring, where Chyna helps Triple H win. The next
low
night,
blow.
Low blow. That's right. You got it.
Yeah.
Let's see, I'm going to try to scroll down these pictures here. Oh, there we go. Oh, there's Bret. There's our hero right there. There's the boys.
Everybody's wearing a cowboy hat. Beautiful.
Yeah. The next night on Raw, Chyna tells Mankind to come to the ring and kiss her ass, to which he says, "It's your lucky day. I'm a good kisser."
Nice.
Yeah, right? The match starts with Mankind hitting a bulldog, leg drop, and a double arm DDT before mocking Triple H with a curtsy. Back body drop over the top rope, and we get a Cactus Jack elbow off the apron. Back in the ring, Mankind tosses him back over the top, and Triple H walks up the ramp. Mankind chases and hits a suplex on the steel ramp. Then Mankind rocks back and forth, as you usually see in the ring. He's hauling his hair out. Mankind gets the mandible claw on Triple H before Chyna hits a right hand. Mankind stays in control until Triple H reverses Triple H reverses an Irish whip, and Chyna hip tosses Mankind into the steel steps, leg first. That looked brutal. A very classic Mankind spot.
Everybody knows that.
Mm-hmm. Chop block by Triple H, and he continues to work the leg. Mankind's leg buckles on an Irish whip and falls down. Figure 4 leg lock. This is a great basic match so far that makes a lot of sense. Something you just don't see these days. Just pure logic. Oh my God. Mankind breaks the hold, right hands, and Triple H goes for the pedigree. It's reversed and a headbutt to the groin. Running knee by Mankind, but it hurt his knee, and Triple H is hung in a... Mankind, he hurts his knee, but he still manages to hang Triple H in a tree of woe. Mankind does a double sledgehammer to his face. Then we get a pile driver for a 2 count. Double clothesline over the top rope. Mankind's classic signature over the top rope clothesline. Then Triple H hits Mankind in the leg with a chair before Chyna takes his head off with a clothesline. Triple H, he gets caught on the top rope, but Chyna grabs Foley's foot and trips him. Hunter throws Foley face first into the barricade and dumps him into the front row. The bell rings because we have a double countout. They keep brawling, though, through the crowd until they are separated.
I'm sorry. So opening match ends in a double countout.
It does, and I originally only gave this match 2.5 stars because of that. But that being said, I also have an edit in my notes as I have to come back throughout the show. They keep brawling, and they brawl over and over again. So now that I know what happens later in the show, the finish actually makes sense, and they continue the feud. So I'm giving this a 3-star match to start it off. I really like the match.
Now, is that Mankind mocking Hunter Hearst Helmsley with his bow back there, the curtsy?
Yes,
I
that
really
is.
like that version of Triple H, actually. I think I was a big Triple H, Hunter Hearst Helmsley guy. Even when I was, a complete mark and really only liked good guys, there was something about Hunter Hearst Helmsley that I liked. That once he went to DX and he was trying to be funny, I wasn't that big. But this iteration here, where you had the kick-ass classical music, the jacket, China. He was still a bit of a blue blood. Probably my favorite iteration of Triple H up until now.
Yeah, that's a hot take, but it's well said. Yeah, I almost have to agree with you. I think the 2000 version of Triple H, the game, is probably the best. But that being said, this is still fucking awesome.
It's good stuff. So yeah, I forget how far back those two guys go. But when I think of Triple H and Mick Foley, I really think about I guess it would have been 2000, right, when he retired, Mick Foley. But they saw each other throughout their careers quite a bit.
Yes, I was actually going to mention that. I'm glad you brought it up. We've talked about The Rock and Triple H and how their careers have paralleled each other, but same thing with Mankind and Triple H. Mankind got his big push, or started to get his big push in '96 when he was feuding with The Undertaker, and that's when Triple H was punished. He was supposed to win King of the Ring, but he got punished. So Mankind, he started getting his push, and now we see here in '97, Triple H is getting his push, and they're both being pushed up the card at the same rate. Really cool to see. This is going to lead into their SummerSlam '97 match where Mankind transforms into Dude Love. Yeah. So this is good stuff, and it sets the stage for a lot of things in the future.
All right, so I'm seeing a parade in the background there.
Yeah, they're parading their Hart Foundation like the dogs they are throughout the city of Calgary in the heat. Poor Bulldog, poor Owen, Jesus. Those poor boys, that poor family.
You don't think that they were enjoying themselves?
Yes, I'm just being stupid. And here we see some interviews backstage.
Is that Todd or is that Doc?
Oh, that's Doc. That's Doc Hendricks right there. Yeah, nice. There you go. God. Back in the good old days, man. Look at that Hart Foundation, man.
They were great. They gave them everything too, man. They gave them all the belts. It was unbelievable at that time. I couldn't believe it. I never thought that they would get all the championships.
Bret Hart was supposed to get the IC championship, or Shawn Michaels and Triple H. They're trying to get Bret Hart to win the IC championship off of The Rock, because Triple H and Shawn Michaels did not like The Rock. They had their own separate feud going. So it's so many intermingling parts. It's funny. The backstage politics are much more entertaining most times than the actual matches we see on TV.
Well, yeah, whatever angling they did back then, it's well known that The Rock still has not gotten over his feelings for Shawn Michaels.
And we see here now in the pictures that they continue to brawl.
Although I heard that it was The Rock's idea that they do the Stampede that year. That was his idea.
What, this pay-per-view was The Rock's idea? Really?
That's what he said. Have you seen the meme? The Rock meme that's going around where he's taking credit of everything?
And I told Vince to call it WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But anyway, we see Mankind and Triple H. They continue brawling here. It's around this point where Triple H gets split open and starts bleeding. But the next opponents, or next match, is already set to begin with Taka Michinoku versus the Great Sasuke. This is right where the WWF started to introduce the light heavyweights, trying to mimic the success WCW had with their light heavyweight division. Clearly, this is at the very beginning of that project, and nobody gave a fucking shit. There was absolutely zero reaction to both of these guys coming out, but to their credit, they would get the crowd going.
Yeah, I remember that being a good match, that they worked their little bums off.
They really do. And at the beginning of the match, nobody really gains an advantage. There's a bunch of takedowns and reversals and some near falls. There's a chin lock by Sasuke into a head scissor. Taka counters into an armbar. Taka, he works the arm. Roundhouse kick by Sasuke into a half Boston Crab. Taka reaches the rope, and then Taka takes control with some drop kicks and strikes. Back body drop on Taka to the outside. Martial arts kick from the top rope from Sasuke. That looked pretty cool. More kicks to the head to Taka. Then Taka hits a dragon screw and another drop kick before a springboard plancha from the top rope to the outside. That looked sick. Very, very nice. Taka with some more nice wrestling and some near falls before Sasuke hits a springboard moonsault to the outside. Over the head, belly to belly by Taka. Another drop kick. Michinoku driver. 1, 2. Oh, shit, it's a 2 count. Sasuke catches Taka with a dropkick and then a moonsault. Sasuke power bombs, and then with a bridge suplex, like a pinning bridge suplex combination, Sasuke gets the 1, 2, 3. Holy shit, I did not see Sasuke getting the victory here after all of the hoopla that the WWF put into the debut of Mr. Taka Michinoku. 2 3/4 stars. Nice match. Good surprise finish. Not bad. Not bad.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
What did you think of Taka Michinoku and the WWF's attempt at the...
Yeah, I mean, Vince just never really knew what to do. I think even starting from here until the end of the Cruiserweight thing in whenever it was, 2018, 2019, I think the only time he's ever liked a Cruiserweight was Enzo Amore. So, I mean, Taka stuck around for a long time. he managed to stick around for a long time. And that's pretty much all I can say about that. He was part of Kaintai, right? And so that's it. I can. Did he have a match with X-Pac at some point that was really good? Maybe.
The only thing I really remember Taka from is the 2000 Royal Rumble where he was eliminated over the top rope and he went ass over tea kettle and smacked his head off the ground and he had to be brought to the hospital. And they kept showing the replay over and over and over again.
No, I didn't know that. I don't remember that. I'd probably know it to see it. But yeah, I guess, I mean, I feel like anytime, it's funny you bring it up because I don't remember this match at all, but you saying it, it's like anytime that Taka Michinoku was on a pay-per-view, chances are it was a surprisingly good match,
Yeah, honestly, it really was.
But
yeah, moving on, as we can see here, Triple H and Mankind are still fighting each other. They're still brawling all over the place.
So funny. If they did stuff like that now, you'd have a bunch of nerds on the internet going like, this is cinema, man. They did it throughout the entire show. That's amazing. Pure cinema.
You're not wrong, man. You're not wrong. Yeah, no, the people these days, man, they don't know what they don't know. So it is what it is. Yeah. But that's why we're here. We're here to help educate and teach.
Educate.
That's right. Hopefully with legit information.
I mean, I wasn't going to bring it up, but there have been some comments left on some of our videos that have disputed some of the things that you have stated emphatically as facts, Bishop. So I guess we should start maybe having a little thing go across the screen that just warns people that all the information here may not be accurate. It might just be for entertainment purposes.
We are just going from memory, folks, and it said this is 25, 30 years ago, and I've smoked a lot of weed, so...
Hell yeah. Been in a couple of hardcore matches, took some shots to the head, and I'm not helping by any means. I didn't watch this at all, so...
Yeah, so between the years of drug abuse, probably multiple concussions, and whatever else, yeah. I ain't going to fact check because who the fuck has time for that? It is what it is.
And
so.
who cares? Who cares?
Exactly. Who gives
you
a
nerd?
Fuck? Yeah.
That nerd?
You goddamn Mark.
This is actually Hulk Hogan's last match was at Vegas Beach. It's the only time anybody comments on our video and I just ridicule them. It was actually, I'll have you know, Hulk Hogan never appeared in the WCW event again after the Rich Russo promo.
But seriously, though, thanks for watching. Appreciate it.
Yes. All right. I see Paul Bear there behind you.
Yes, man. Paul Bear. This is Paul Bear at his goddamn peak. Oh, my God. I forgot how good Paul is, man. Or I keep forgetting how good he is until I come back and I see and hear some of his promos. This is a week after he's accused Undertaker of murdering his entire family. And so, as we can see here, he's going, murderer, murderer.
I have a hot take for you, Bish. You ready for this?
Yep.
Paul Bearer, way better heel than he was a babyface. And he was a good babyface, but he was a way better heel.
Yeah, obviously.
What do you mean, obviously? Do you think
that's a hot take? I think that's obvious.
I don't think everybody remembers Paul being with the Undertaker with the painted face and whatever. I'm talking Paul Bearer with the red hair and that's the best incarnation of him. He's
Your
way
mother
better.
go whore. Yeah.
Good impression.
Thank you.
All right. It is a hot take. Go ahead.
Take.
Sorry.
All right. Let's scroll down here. Oh, goodness. What's going on here? Where's my mouse? There we go. Okay. Next on the docket is Undertaker versus Vader for the WWF title. I was not expecting a whole lot, but this match is quite surprisingly really good. It might even be Vader's second best match in the Federation, if I dare say so.
Wow.
Yes.
Which is a damn shame that that's the way that it is. Because
honestly, yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah, because he was so good in WCW, and it should almost be without saying that this match would be awesome with these two guys in it.
Yeah, honestly, it should have been a 4-star, 4.5-star classic, kind of like your Vader and Sting or whatever. But nonetheless, it still was really good, despite the WWF not knowing how to book Vader. Taker, you can tell right away the man is focused. He's got whatever Paul Bearer is saying heavily on his mind. But he gets the advantage early by hitting big boots, clotheslines, and getting near falls. He does an old school for a 2 count. Vader knocks down Taker, but he just sits right back up. Flying clothesline by Taker for a 2 count. Vader slows things down with his weight and applies a headlock. But the crowd is really into this match, so like they start willing Taker back into it, and Taker Irish whips Vader into the ropes, but is shoulder blocked by Vader. Taker eventually hits a big boot, and Vader goes over the top rope to the outside. Taker, he is thrown knee first into the steps. Paul Bear is calling Taker a murderer to his face.
Wow.
It's over and over again. Slingshot neck breaker on Vader. Taker with a clothesline off the top rope for a 2 count. As I said, this match is pretty fucking good. Right hands from Taker, and Vader goes over the top rope again. Taker then turns his attention to Paul Bear, where Vader catches Undertaker off guard. We get more murderer chants by Paul Bear. And then in the ring, Vader starts smacking Taker around with forearms. Then we get a short arm clothesline and a shoulder block from the second rope for a 2 count. After that, we see a suplex on Taker, a big splash, 2 count. Vader, you just didn't hook the leg. You have to hook the leg. Rookie mistake.
Is Cornette out there with Vader? Is he out there alone, or is he with Bearer at this point?
He's
I know Paul Bearer is out there, but is he with Paul Bearer?
Just Paul Bearer, yeah.
Okay.
Let me see. We get a nerve pinch. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
That's Paul's failing as a manager, because he should have been screaming at Vader to hook that leg. He's just too distracted trying to talk smack personally to The Undertaker.
Good take. I like that.
Look, hot take.
A nerve pinch slows the match down, but the crowd is still really into it and wills the Taker to his feet. But he gets knocked back down again by a clothesline. Vader is just controlling the pace at this point. We get more forearms. The crowd is really hot now. Taker comes back with rights, but it hits in the balls by a low blow. Then he hits. Yeah, sorry, he was going for a choke slam, and Vader kicks him in the balls. But there's no DQ from the ref. We do see a small botch spot where Vader was countering at the tombstone. They both kind of fall down, but Taker goes right into a pin, so it doesn't look that bad. Very good cover up. Vader, he goes for a Vader bomb, but Taker sits up, hits a choke slam from the second rope. 1, 2, holy fuck, 2 count. Another choke slam for another 2 count. Holy fucking shit. Then we finally get the tombstone for the 1, 2, 3. My good God, this match was really, really good. Could have been a lot better, as we said, but cannot complain. 3.5 stars. Really great effort.
Nice. Wow, and we're already on to the main event.
Yeah, man, just like that. If only these pay-per-views were like this today. Just quality after quality. But yeah. Let's see. We get the main event. Yeah, the Hart Foundation versus Stone Cold, Legion of Doom, Goldust, and Ken Shamrock. There's our Lord and Savior.
Praise be.
Praise be. Before the match, we get some interviews. Who else do we see before the match? This is like a country group. I can't. Not the Dixie Chicks.
The WWF, man.
Yeah.
They're like the NHL. They just could never. They never knew what was hip. like,
No.
like, why would they bring out a country group? I know it's the Stampede, but it's like,
Come on, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then we get to see good old Stu and Helen, and I think that's Keith back
that
there.
is Bruce. That is Bruce, my friend. Oh yeah, with the shades and the leather jacket. You never know. Bruce never knows if Vince is going to say, "Hey, get in there." He's always ready.
It's a good thing he was ready today, because he does get involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. There's not a. How can you have a Hart family match and not have Bruce involved? I mean, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But yeah, the entrances I found really funny. Everybody on the heels, Stone Cold's team, basically no reaction for any of them except for Stone Cold, who did get some reaction, but it was mostly boos. But Neidhart, Jim Neidhart, he comes out, and I'm pretty sure this was the biggest pop he has ever received in his life,
Yeah.
like by far. The Bulldog and Miss Calgary, Diana, are
Oh
out
my God.
parading
Miss
these
Charisma.
people like meat. Yeah, Miss Charisma. Yeah. Oh my God. The people are loving it though. They give him a really good pop. And then all of a sudden, Pillman was out first, and Pillman really got the crowd going. They gave him a lap pop, and Pillman was doing the face thing, getting the crowd going. Don't really see that very often from Pillman, and you don't see a face Owen Hart very often either. I mean, when he came out, you could tell Owen Hart was loving it. The smile on his face was legit.
Yeah.
It was real. You could not remove that thing, man.
It's interesting you say that, because now that you do, I don't think we would have, not since he had his match, right, with his tag match with Bret back in '93. We would have seen Owen babyface in it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's so crazy because you can just feel like the anticipation for Bret. Like, when Owen comes out, obviously he gets the great pop, he's loving it, but just you can almost feel it through the TV screen that the place is rumbling, and that anticipation for Bret. And when Bret's music hits, the place just goes nuts. I mean, it's a hero in his hometown. There's Canadian flags waving everywhere. I mean, Jesus Christ, I'm not going to lie. I was tearing up a little bit watching it.
Wow, even just now. Watching, wow.
Yeah.
There you go. That's what it's all about.
Good. It's so good. Yeah. All 10 people are in the ring. Jared mentions the documentary that is being filmed for Bret's career. Very interesting that he mentioned that. I don't know. Is it a work? Is it not a work? I don't know. That's another thing for another day.
Whether or not it's work, Wrestling with Shadows is the best
Awesome.
wrestling documentary I think ever made.
Absolutely. There's no arguing that. As we can see here, Bret and Austin, they start the match and they exchange right hands. buckle up. This is going to be a while. It's a 45-minute match.
Oh no, come on. Just get, you don't need to do play-by-play. Do the, because it's just brawling, isn't it? For the most part, they're just brawling until the Harts get involved. Or I'll let you get to it. I'll let you do it.
It is a lot of brawling. It's a lot of back and forth. Yeah, okay. I'll need to go through the play-by-play of a full 45-minute match, I guess. But there's a lot of Owen chants, a lot of Goldust sucks, a lot of Austin sucks. There's the action. Honestly, it doesn't stop this entire match. It's just It's just go, 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 go. It's constant tags one after another. Whenever somebody is starting to get into distress or gets down a little bit, they do the hot tag. Eventually, though, we do see Austin wrapping Owen Hart's leg around the ring post, and he starts hitting Owen's leg with the chair. Owen has to be helped to the back. Eventually, Bret gets his revenge, and he wraps Austin's leg around the ring post, hits that with the steel chair a few times, puts the figure 4 leg lock around the post on Austin, and then Austin has to be helped to the back. Eventually, Austin does make his way back down to the ring, where he goes over to Bruce, where Bruce throws his drink on Austin. Austin actually then attacks Stu. Stu tries to throw a right hand. God bless him.
Does not work.
Does not work very well. But then, yeah, Bruce tries to go after Austin. Austin grabs him and just drags him over the top railing. I mean, this looks legit. It looks like a real fight. It looks like Bruce was contorted in such a way that he was like, what the fuck? And so he was going after Austin. Austin eventually gets back in the ring where Owen Hart rolls Austin up into a schoolboy for the 1, 2, 3. Crowd goes banana. And what a match.
That's right. Now you are quoting Pat, right? You're quoting Pat Patterson, who we see the planning of this match. We should actually do an episode about Wrestling with Shadows sometime, because it's such a, I don't think there's ever been like such a candid look at the planning and stuff. And Pat puts together the match, and we see it go down exactly the way that Pat says it's going to go down.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. And right after the match, too, Austin actually gets arrested, and he is flipping everybody to the double birds. I mean, wrestling is so good back here, guys. I mean, if you're not old enough, or if you weren't old enough to experience it live back when it happened, I mean, Jesus Christ, this was. I mean, it probably seems lame now, but back at the time, this was the shit.
Well,
so
and
good.
it's too wrestling is that company is just too big for them to ever do a pay-per-view that is completely centered around a family that's not a McMahon. You know, like this is a Hart family reunion. It reminds me of a family reunion, especially at the end where the kids are all getting into the ring. You know, the week leading up to it, the Harts are in the Stampede. You know, God knows how many family members and friends are in that audience. Like, it's a special pay-per-view in that regard.
Absolutely, it is. And you see the kids coming to the ring. The whole family's in the ring. You see Tyson Kidd. You see Natalia. I mean, you see Owen Hart's kid. Oh, I do want to talk about that. You see Owen Hart. Yeah, this kid, OG, I think, is in his arms and stuff like that. It's, gives you the feels, man. Gives you the feels. But what a time. What a time. What a pay-per-view. I give this thing overall 3 3/4 stars. Just if there was more matches, it probably would have been higher, but a solid A, solid A on this thing. There's nothing wrong with it. It wasn't perfect, but man, was it solid, and said one of the better pay-per-views of the earlier Attitude Era.
Nice. Good stuff. And there you go. That's the Chronicles. All right. I got a cat that is just going crazy here. And I'm just doing my best to just continuously move her away from stuff. That being said, it's time for us to talk about everybody's favorite worst WCW gimmick. Not epic. Not epic.
Quite opposite.
Quite opposite. Epic Shirts is in no way affiliated with this. They don't want anything to do with this not epic gimmick. Last week we decided to leave it to the fans as to who is going on from the very first round. Aaron, could you do me a favor and just let me know who's moving on? Who loses by winning, I guess.
All right. Well, we have 2 matchups that are undecided. So,
why? Because it's equal votes?
Because it's 50-50 with the votes. Yes, sir.
Wow.
Actually, you know what? Oh, somebody must have voted since the last time I've looked, because there's no longer... Oh, yes, there is. There's 1 50-50.
Okay.
Okay. So
we'll get to that.
Okay. Who do you have in the first one there? Is that Sting, RoboCop and Kiss Demon?
Yes, sir.
Okie dokie.
Now, I got to say that I think my pick was for Kiss Demon, but I think RoboCop is probably the more popular. So I just...
This is actually... So, yeah, no, there's 2. I was right. There is 2 50-50s, and this is one of them. So, how do we decide who moves on, Mr. Condon?
Well, I haven't voted. My vote is for the Kiss Demon. Okay. Who would you pick?
I already voted. So if you're going to pick the Kiss Demon, I also picked the Kiss Demon, by the way.
Oh, nice. Well, there you go. I mean, if our kids can't decide it themselves, then the parents have to come in and make the call. It's Kiss Demon.
Agreed. Simply for the fact, I think because last week we said RoboCop didn't actually wrestle a match while the Kiss Demon did. So for that reason alone, Kiss Demon moves on. Who do we have next?
Shockmaster and the Maestro, is it? Yes.
The Maestro, yeah. Okay. Unsurprisingly here, I see that the Shockmaster is moving on to the next round. 67% of you have voted the Shockmaster over the Maestro.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think that the Shockmaster is going to be the guy to beat. He's just got too much. He's just got too much.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, he's too known. He's too over.
There's 3 in my mind, I think. Actually, I don't know, man. There's a few in here that could take it, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
It's not cut and dry, that's for sure. Who do we get next?
We got Shark, and we have Berlin, which I really hope Berlin, if we're going for the worst, I just don't feel comfortable saying that Alex Wright is done anything the worst. Well,
you don't have to worry, because 67% of our audience has voted the Shark as the worst gimmick. Yeah.
Good. Saving, thank God. Saving, I mean, it barely even looks like Alex, right? But happy to hear. Next we go to, I guess a couple of fairly infamous ones. I believe last week I got on a pretty good rant about 7, but it's 7 versus Renegade. Actually, I'm curious. I'm curious right now.
This is the matchup.
Who won?
Yeah, this is the matchup that actually got the most voting, the most response out of our audience, and with 67%, 7 has been voted as the worst gimmick.
I like that. I don't think that it's Renegade's fault. Although I guess I don't know if we're talking about like whose fault anything is with this, but But, Renegade is a pretty massive ripoff of one
Jim Hellwig.
Jim Hell. Yes.
All right.
Okay.
And next, I do believe, is what, Zodiac and Oz?
Yes, one of two shades of that you've thrown at our boy Booty Man here.
This is actually the most lopsided one of all the matchups, with a whopping 80%.
It's got to be Oz.
You would think, but no, with 80%, it's actually Zodiac.
Wow.
Moving
I am surprised.
And I'm very, very excited. I am hard knowing that we have a Zodiac versus Booty Man. Oh, did I spoil that? We're going to get a Zodiac versus Booty Man matchup in the next round.
Wow.
Can't wait to see that.
Okay, so that's the end of General Erection, which,
yeah,
I don't know. I kind of disagree with that one. I think General Erection, but I think Booty Man is probably the best post beefcake gimmick that he's had. So that's my take, but gotta go with the nation.
It was very close. It was 57% to 43%.
Oh, yeah. Next we have Roadblock and the Yeti.
Now, I have a confession to make here. When I was thinking of Roadblock last week and describing him and Hogan putting him over, I was thinking of the Wall.
Yes.
Not Roadblock, the Wall.
Okay.
So either way, I do think Roadblock is worse than the Wall. So Roadblock belongs in here regardless. But
yeah.
But this one, my friend, this one was 50-50 with the audience.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Now, did you vote?
I did.
Okay, I gotta say the Yeti. I don't really know who Roadblock is. It looks like a very bad gimmick. I'll give it that, but the Yeti seems to I feel is more infamous.
I agree. So there you have it.
Okay, and last, I mean, for personal reasons, which I don't even know what the personal reasons are. I just really don't like Disco Inferno. It's my pick. I think I just would like him to have that title, but who won in the final one? That 70s guy or Disco?
Almost forgot about this matchup, but yeah, this one here, 67% of our audience says that the Disco Inferno was the worst gimmick.
Nice. Happy to hear it.
Me too. Man, I would not be sad if Disco Inferno won/lost this tournament. I don't even know. Do we call this a winner or a loser? I legit have no idea.
I'm not sure either.
The number one seed, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, there you go. So we'll put up the polls again. I got to say, overall, although I disagree with some of the things, you're not going to agree on everything. I got to say, I'm happy with the response. Happy with what the BWF Nation has decided. There you go. Yeah, not a bad looking bracket there for the worst.
Yes, good job, Nation. Thank you so much. And please continue to vote all this week on our YouTube channel over on the community page. But now it's time to throw a little hello to our friends at epicshirts.ca. Nation, do your shirts suck a fuck? Then go to epicshirts.ca and get yourself an epic wrestling t-shirt. Use promo code BWFWRESTLINGPOD to receive 10% off your order. Remember, if you're not wearing an epic t-shirt, you're wearing a lame t-shirt. epicshirts.ca, go there and see t-shirts for every category imaginable. Yes, there's lots of wrestling retro t-shirts between wrestlers and pay-per-views and everything you can imagine. Plus, you got your 80s and 90s retro, your baseball and other sports. literally every category, anime, anything you can think of, epicshirts.ca has it for you. So please remember, go to epicshirts.ca, get something for yourself, get something for somebody in the family, use BWF Wrestling Pod as your code, and save money. Go there right now. Do it.
All right. We're going back to on our trivia. We're doing Guess the Wrestler. I'm guessing again, I guess, this week. Is that the idea?
Yes, sir. This is all you. There's 3 here. I got the first one pretty quickly, but I do admit, number 2, number 3, it was a challenge for me. Let's see if you can do any better.
Oh God. All right. So we see the Raw Tag Team Championships to the World Heavyweight, and then in addition, the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, then 2 reigns of the World Championship again, the Raw Tag Team Championship, the the World, and then 2 reigns of the WWE.
Yeah. Can you throw it up on your screen so the audience can see? There we go. Now, if you need some hints, I'm here to give it to you. It's okay.
Thank you. Yes. Okay. So, judging by the looks of the titles, this must be Ruthless Aggression era,
Correct.
and so. Okay, so I got a question. Why is there 2 tag team titles the first time, and then every other time there's a single? Is there some sort of reasoning behind that?
Yeah, that's 2 tag team championship reigns.
Reigns, gotcha. Okay. So,
And that world title and the SmackDown title with the plus, he was the co-holder of both. He held both those at the same time.
okay, so it's a guy. Is this person still wrestling?
No.
Is this person still alive?
Yes.
So as this person is officially retired?
Yes.
Is this person Hall of Fame?
I think so. Fuck. I think so. He was part of a stable. The stable's not in Hall of Fame yet, but will be.
Is the stable Evolution?
The stable is Evolution.
So it's Batista?
It is Dave Batista. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Good job.
Okay, now we got a lot going on this one.
This one's a little more difficult. Yeah, this took me a little bit.
So we got IC title, we got 2 reigns of the European title, then the different IC title, 1, 2, 3, 4 reigns of the World Championship, 3 reigns of the IC title again, with the tag title, is it?
Yep.
Into the Undisputed. I mean, it's got to be Chris Jericho, is it?
It's not. You're on the right path, though.
Is it Edge?
No.
Okay, I should be doing it. All right, so is this person in the Hall of Fame?
Yes.
Is this person still wrestling?
No.
So they're in the Hall of Fame.
He's
They're
in the
not
Hall of Fame with the stable.
The Undisputed title is they're in the Hall of Fame with the stable. Were they the leader of the stable?
At one point, yes. For the majority of it, yes.
Is it Triple H?
It is Triple H, yes.
Yeah. Okay, here's this thing.
Last one.
Euro, IC, Euro, tag.
There's 2 Euros and 2 ICs.
Yeah.
Tag, European or US and tag, WWE champion, and then tag champion.
So is this undisputed WWE champion?
Yes.
All right, we'll do it again. Is this person still wrestling?
No.
Is this person in the Hall of Fame?
Yes.
Is this person still alive?
No.
Ooh. Okay. Man, is this person in a stable?
Yes.
Were they the leader of the stable?
Debatable.
Debatable. Better known as a babyface or a heel?
Ooh, excellent at both.
So they're not alive. Did they die tragically?
Unexpectedly. It was very sad.
It was very sad.
Mm-hmm.
What was their cause of death?
Heart failure.
Due to steroids? Is it Eddie Guerrero?
It's Eddie. It's Eddie.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. And so what was the... Yes, very sad indeed. What was the stable that he was debatable? Oh, the
Radicals.
The Radicals, yeah. Debatable. Yep, for sure. Cool. Good. I like this one. What was last week's? Last week's was what? Kurt Angle.
Yeah, Kurt Angle. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right, I feel better about this one. Way to go, me. No idea what's going on behind the scenes back here, bitch. Just utter chaos.
Do we ever? It's okay.
I mean, when that title screen goes up and that music hits, anything in the world can be happening back here.
I believe it.
Let me just show you now. Finally.
Aww.
Finally, the little kitty is asleep.
Little kitty. What's the name
That's
again?
right. We got to show that kitty a little bit more because that's where the views come in.
Sorry, what's the name the cat was? Was it Mo?
Mo.
Yeah.
For Moira, which is my sister's middle name.
Oh, so it's not from Schitt's Creek.
No.
Just shoot the shit here. All right, folks. Before we end the show this week, we have some real deal. A few just short reels to show you that I found during the week that entertained me that I thought you might enjoy.
All right, we'll just jump. Oh, shit. Because I showed Mo. Right. All right, he went through 3 tables.
This is from WCW, yeah.
Is that Public Enemy?
It is, yeah. You have to speak again, though, so you can see the screen.
What's that? Oh.
There we go. I just wanted you to speak so it could go on the screen so the people can see
yeah. So, yeah, there you go. 3 tables. What do you got to say about that?
I just thought it was really cool. You don't normally see WCW or WWF back then with these kind of hardcore table spots. This was 1996. So I just thought it was pretty cool throwback to the old Public Enemy.
Well, I mean, the thing, those guys, they needed to get over somehow. And that would be it.
Not sure what we got next. I can't remember.
It looks like a guy is about to run and throw him into the tables. Yes, very painful. The ref. My favorite part of all these things is the ref running over and clearly asking the guy if he's okay. Right there. It happens every time.
Pretty sure it was a chick, but I'm not even sure about it. Yeah, either way, they got.
Oh, yeah, no, you're right.
destroyed.
Yeah.
Destroyed.
Hey, are you okay? Hey, dude, you know? That's what I want to hear is the guy that
Squeeze
runs
my hand
off.
if you're okay. Give you a
Yeah.
squeeze. Yeah.
All right. Got another. Okay, this looks like, what is it? U-Haul Wrestling Federation? What
This is crazy. Yeah, just talk us through it. This is
Okay.
nuts.
All right, it's a guy. Nice, actually. It's very. So a guy ran up on this guy in the U-Haul, dragged out the driver, and is just okay. Little reverse flip and super kick to the back of the head. Don't see that move nearly enough. Jumping into the back where a guy is waiting, and there you go. Yeah, and it's just foolishness here, isn't it? It's a great idea for a. It's a great idea for a federation. Oh, the guy's up on top. This is actually. I would like to see more of this. I'm sold on this immediately. Holy crap. And then is the goal. What is. And he's going to lock them in the back? I like this a lot. Is there more of this, Bish? And there you go. That's the end of it, I think. Is it? This might be the best clip that you've ever brought to the show. Actually, I love this. This is when we were talking at times about what to do with our BWF thing, and I wanted there to be like real world repercussions like that, like fighting in real world environments. I love that. That was good. Is there any more of that?
You know what? If we love that one so much, let's just end it there on a high note. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we can save the other one for next week. That's fine.
All right, beautiful. Good. I like it.
All right. So yeah, I guess I'm going to say goodbye to our friendly nation out there. This week on the Patreon account, we have new episodes of Retro Action Figure Restoration. Remember, folks, do not take us seriously because we don't watch the product. Goodbye, everybody. Wrestling fans, if you liked what you saw in this video, please go to our Patreon account. Link is here at the bottom of the screen. For only $3 US a month, you can get our full episodes as they're released early. You can see extra content not seen on our YouTube and TikTok channels, and a whole lot more.